Hope is actually a good predictor of your resiliency.
Resiliency is like that Indian rubber ball that we used to play with on the playground, where we would throw it up against the wall, it would bounce off of it and continue its momentum forward.
And I've come up with a resiliency process called SOS. Situation, ourself, and support. What am I going to do about the things that are causing my stress? How am I going to take care of myself? And who's there to support me? So let's talk about the first one, situation. What are you going to do about the things that are causing you stress? And do you have the mindset to find those strategies? The O stands for ourself. How do we take care of ourselves? But how do we take care of ourselves when there's so many other things that need our attention? Some of us become a martyr. We sacrifice ourselves for the sake of other people. There's a quote that I like that says, "How thin can I spread myself before I no longer exist?" Sometimes when we're burned out, when we're tired out, we have nothing else to give. And so how do we put energy back into ourselves? How do you reboot? One of my key strategies is following the likes of Winston Churchill, Thomas Edison, and John F. Kennedy. I am a serial napper. How many hours a night are you sleeping?
5.
5, so about a quarter of your circles. Anybody here getting 5 or 6 hours per night? Yeah, okay. The last study I read said 8 3/4 hours. We can't continue to work an entire day at top speed and expect that our productivity is going to stay high. So we need these downtimes, this rhythm, in order to make sure that we recoup our energy so that we can then put it all back into the next situation. But what works for me may not work for you. And what works for you may actually increase my stress. I'll give you an example of this. It was a beautiful, peaceful night. My client had booked me into a very luxurious room, complete with chocolate, a jet tub, and bubble bath. So I started to fill up the tub, turned on the jets, tossed in the bubble bath, and put my head back. What seemed like only a few seconds later, my eyes popped open. The bubbles had expanded everywhere. They were flowing over the sides. I found that the taps for the water, I turned it off. I found the button for the jets, I turned it off, and then I started slapping the bubbles down, trying to get them to go back into the tub. The last S stands for support. Who do you talk to? Who do you vent to? Who's been there and done that? Research says that many of us are feeling alone, even in our society where we are more connected than ever. Strategic hope requires that we reach out, that we talk to people, that we vent to people, that we ask for help. Who's in your support circle? Do you have the right people in your support circle? One particular memory is on a day that I came home, a preteen young girl, to see that our barn was burning. In the days and months that followed, there were meals dropped off. There were helping hands to fix what was lost. And that there was a community around us that made sure that we had what we needed. These people fan the flames of hope for our family. Strategic hope builds resilience. Resilience not for a moment in time, but to build a full and flourishing life. Thank you.